Welcome back. You're listening to Panther Nation Radio. This is Damon Hathaway, Jeff Hetzel, joined now by the four Middlebury basketball freshmen, Matt Santamore, Jake Brown, Brian Jones, Liam Naughton. Thanks to you guys for coming in. How the first 2 weeks of school been? What's it like?
It's been good so far. It's been kind of a crazy transition, as we kind of expected. We've been getting in the gym quite a bit, hanging out with the guys, so it's been good. Classes are going well for the first 2 weeks, so can't complain.
Brian, you're the first commit of the class for a while. You're the only commit that we knew of. Can you talk a little bit about how the process went down for you? You got into Middlebury, early decision. Why was Middlebury your first choice?
When I just came to visit, it was a great place. I could just see I can fit with the team, fit with the coaching staff. Just the whole environment just seemed like a right fit for me. It's just a good place to be, so I just thought it was like the right place.
Going kind of in order in the order in which you committed, Liam, I think you were next a couple months later. Can you talk about what the process was like for you and how you made your decision?
It wasn't a very hard decision for me. I really liked Middlebury for a long time. I also went ED and decided to go early here. I visited twice and I just loved it both times I came here. And I've been around the school since I was a little kid because my dad went here, so it was a really easy decision for me to make to come here.
What year did you graduate?
1982.
Okay, that's what you said me or my mom graduated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's fine. Did you play basketball?
No, he was a football player, and then he was on the staff with Coach Ritter for a while.
Nice.
Matt, you're next. You had a pretty big decision. You had a walk-on spot at UVM reserved for you. It was kind of your hometown team growing up. But you chose Middlebury. What went into that?
Yeah, it was definitely a very tough decision, which is why it kind of took a while to make it. And it was kind of a big deal around Vermont, which is kind of neat. But I just ended up deciding where I felt I'd fit in best, both academically and with the team. Like you said, UVM had always been my hometown team. Grew up watching them, having season tickets. But just I feel that the opportunities that Middlebury is able to give me will prepare me better for my future, both academically and basketball program. I think I'll fit in well. And yeah, it just came down to where I saw myself and what the better fit was. So it's definitely a tough decision, but I feel like I definitely made the right one.
And saving the best for last, Jake. We know, I think that it came down maybe to Middlebury and NYU were two of the schools that you were deciding between. How did you make that decision? Were there other schools that were involved in your decision?
There was a lot of schools I looked at. I applied to 12, actually, so it came down to NYU and Middlebury, though, because of the academics. And obviously knowing the program for a while and kind of having family here and have something here that I can be close to, and I'm far enough away from home where if I need something, they're right there for me. So, but the basketball and academics at Middlebury they just a little bit better than NYU. Being in the city was the big thing, big draw for NYU, but I'm happy I'm here. I like it a lot better. So.
Jake, we've seen you guys play a little bit. There wasn't any tape of you or anything online. Did you play exclusively point guard in high school, and what's your mentality in general with the ball in your hands on the court? Are you always looking to pass first? Are you a facilitator? Are you score first guy? What kind of, describe your guard playing style?
That's a good point. In high school, I was more of a score first point guard because we really didn't have much. But I am a point guard. So, I had 25 points a game in high school, but that was just because the ball was always in my hands. Whereas in AAU, I played with some big-time players, J.C. Shao, Evan Maxwell, so I was more of a facilitator to them. I've always given the ball up. I'm pass-first point guard, more of just a natural point guard than anything.
And Matt, we've talked about this before, and this is probably a question that you're gonna be tired of answering. But talk about the transition from playing Vermont State basketball, where you were the best player on the floor every night, making the jump to the NESCAC to Middlebury basketball. How do you make that transition within your game, and sort of how does your game fit that mold?
It's definitely an adjustment. As Jake was talking about, just the jump from high school to college is going to be so much different just because of in high school, I'd always have the ball in my hands, whereas in college, especially here, I'm going to be able to play off the ball a little bit more, which is actually what I like to do better, coming off screens. And it's going to be, I think, an easier adjustment for me just because I was able to play with a pretty good AAU club. I played in a good summer league this year where I was able to play against some good competition, some of the UVM alumni, St. Mike's alumni. So just to see that competition and to be able to do different things and just to adjust to the size and speed of the game will definitely be a little bit of a challenge, but running with the guys here, it's really helped out, and I feel like I'm starting to get more comfortable. Not having to force things is nice. Being able to actually play basketball and not having to go out and try to score 40 every night is definitely going to be a lot of fun.
Liam, from what we've seen, you have a great mid-range game, really nice mid-range jumper. Did you also play off the ball in high school primarily?
Yeah, I was primarily a two-guard. We had a point guard named Matt Staubby on our high school team who was a ball-dominating point guard too. So there was a lot of just me running off baseline screens and trying to catch the ball for open threes and pull-up jumpers. And I think I can do more of the same here in college, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily afraid of bringing the ball up or having to dribble the ball. So I feel like I can do both.
And Brian, last of all, you played at 2 high schools, right? Can you talk about what your role was at each of them? Your first 4 years and then your 5th year at prep?
Like my first high school, like it was like more of a point guard / shooting guard because I obviously like Matt had to like shoot a lot and Jake, so I had to like score for my team. So I averaged like 23 like my junior senior year there. But coming to other school, I had to play more of a point guard role and bring up the ball and like facilitate. So I brought up my assist numbers and my scoring went down a little bit. And then, but it's just like fitting in the role. So like I see myself, I can play the point guard, I can bring it up, but I can also play off the ball and play the 2 a little bit. So I mean, I can dominate the ball, but then I can also like give the ball to somebody else and let them bring it up and come off screens, set up threes. You know, just run the offense more of just fitting in instead of just taking over.
Right. So it seems like all you guys' main scoring options in high school probably going to be looking to facilitate more now, making that adjustment. You're all freshmen, you're all guards, you're going to get grouped together a lot, at least this year. How have you, from watching each other play, started to differentiate your styles of play? What do you guys each do differently? What have you noticed that someone else does well that you don't? Like, how do you distinguish your games at this point?
Well, I mean, right now, only the 3rd time playing, but I already have a feel for Matt. Anytime I'm playing with Matt, I kind of just know if he's sprinting down the court, I'm going to get him the ball because he has a better chance of hitting a 3 than I would have doing whatever I'm going to do. So that's something I've noticed with Matt. Brian here, you give him the ball in transition and he's going. He's real quick up the court, gets to the basket strong. And then as you guys were saying with Liam, if you find him in the mid-range, he can stroke it. So those are the 3 things I've noticed about these guys, so I'm getting comfortable with them.
What do you guys notice about Jake?
Big time Jake pushes the ball, great passer, great facilitator, incredible defensive player, really energetic, brings a lot of emotion and defense to the team, and just the way he controls the game is really good. So
Jake, your uncle is the coach. Is that your relation to Jeff Brown?
Yes.
When did you start paying attention to Middlebury basketball? What was your first impression of the program, and how did that relationship kind of shape how you saw your future here?
I mean, it really started my freshman year when they made it to the Final Four. I started kind of coming to the games more because of my dad's brother, my uncle, my godfather, so we're pretty close. I kind of started paying attention there. At first, it didn't seem like a reality. It was kind of like, oh, really high academic standard. I was only a freshman, so I really didn't know what I was getting into. But by my junior summer, he kind of called me and he was like, Jake, if you're serious about Middlebury, we definitely would love to have you. So all senior year, he was always in touch with me. Came to a lot of my games. So I kind of knew what Middlebury basketball was, and it's kind of funny. I'll be sitting at dinner with some of the guys, and I'll be talking about coaches and players they don't even know. So, but I've been around the team for a while, so I feel really comfortable. So.
What kind of recruiter is your uncle?
That's a good. I don't know, honestly. I don't know how he recruited you guys, but he didn't really funny, he was at the Cornell camp with me, and he had to drive me home, and 7-hour trip, and I don't think we said 3 words to each other. We just sat there and listened to the radio. Kind of, that's how my family is, quiet people.
What have you guys learned from running with the team over the last 2 weeks? Obviously, first time to really all play together. What's that experience been like?
It's been a really good experience, definitely for me. Just in particular, I feel getting to play with guys that are so skilled and talented at what they do. I mean, as the last few years have shown, the program's really developed into one of the best in the nation, which is what really drew me here. So just being able to play with the guys and seeing where I could potentially fit in either this year or down the road to try to help them win is definitely the key thing for me. So I'm just trying to develop my game into where I see could fit and help the team the best.
Kind of playing with the guys, back to being around the team, I think it's amazing being with Joey, James, Jack, Nate, all the seniors, Lou, having them around the whole, being with them at the Final Four, and then seeing their game develop till now where they're seniors and now I'm a freshman. I think it's incredible kind of seeing how that turns out.
Like, just playing with the team, you get used to the way they play. It's just a good environment. Like, everybody's having everybody, like, picking everybody up. We're all, like, getting used to, like, getting our stamina back now. I'm playing 5-on-5, and I'm just getting used to, like, coming off ball screens, just playing at a higher level. Like, it's not just push it in fast break and get layups. It's more of you got to get into the half court, run your set, come off ball screens, set up different types of screens. Just a different mindset when playing with guys who were here before.
Just to really echo Jake's sentiment, it's pretty incredible that I was watching these guys last year at the NESCAC finals or semifinals, and now I'm on the court playing with them. It was the first day was kind of a shock, and now I'm I hope I've adjusted to it pretty well at this point. So yeah, it's just been incredible.
Matt, you played 3 sports in high school, or 4 sports in high school. You're a 3-sport star in high school. Was it hard to decide to play basketball? Was it kind of a no-brainer for you because that was what you were best at, what you liked the most? Do you have any plans to play either of the other sports here? What was your thinking on that?
It was definitely really tough. Going from just being able to compete all fall with soccer, I went down to the guys and girls' first home soccer game last weekend. So that was a little bit tough just to go and watch a game and realize that I'm not playing it anymore after playing it for about 18 years was tough. And I might play baseball after the season. I'm definitely keeping that in mind. I've talked to some of the guys on the team. That's definitely something that would interest me a little bit, as long as everything is under control academically and everything comes out well after the basketball season. And soccer, soccer is definitely my second favorite, and it was tough to give up. I tried to talk to basketball coaches into letting me do it, but that didn't go over too well. So I might try again next summer and see if I can give it a go. But I'm definitely missing it. And it was a tough choice, but throughout the years I've really been preparing myself for basketball in college. So that's definitely my main priority here. Just getting in as much work as possible to keep getting better every day and being able to compete for playing time and just to make the team better.
So we have a couple of superlatives almost that we guys want you to fill in. So right now, the best defender of the 4 of you is who?
Jake, definitely. It's really annoying trying to bring the ball up and then he attacks you at half court and suddenly you're on the ground and he's making a layup and everyone kind of laughs at you, but it's that. Yeah, he's a great defender.
Who's the gym rat? Who's the one who's going to always be in the gym, hardest worker in the gym?
I mean, we all go to the gym together, so I don't really know yet. But I know last time we went yesterday because I had the wedding, but we went before the wedding, me and Matt, and he forgot his socks. So obviously, I was the one working out and he was rebounding. I don't know if he did that intentionally or what. It was a little early.
No, so we need to clear that up. So yeah, Jake. we were playing pickup later in the day. Jake wasn't going to be there, so he called me at like 9 o'clock, asked me what I was doing. I was like, obviously sleeping. But then he's like, well, let's go to the gym. I'm like, all right, fine. He's like, I'll be over in a couple minutes. So I woke up, hopped in the shower, came out, and he was obviously rushing me at this point because we were supposed to be on the way. So, yeah, I realized I forgot my socks, but I still proceeded to work out and lift. So he kind of got that part of the story wrong. But, yeah, I think definitely just all of us getting down there, working hard together, trying to make each other better has definitely been one of the best parts about it so far.
Yeah, the best passer for the group is who?
Jake.
Yeah, I think just to touch on Jake's point earlier about how he's able to find me, he said that was easy for him, but it makes my life a lot easier just being able to know that if I get to a spot that I'll have the ball right on me, right where I want it, when I want it. So definitely makes being a scorer a lot easier.
You got any more?
Yeah. Last one. Who's the most competitive of the four of you?
I'd like to give that to Brian. I think Brian's a pretty competitive kid. I mean, we were playing 2-on-2 our first few days here, switching up teams, but Brian gets a little frustrated if he's not winning, so it's pretty competitive.
Thank you guys very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time on short notice. First 2 weeks here, I'm sure it all is a blur. I kind of remember. I'm a super senior Feb, so I can kind of remember going back to those days. But really appreciate you guys coming on. So thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
That was Matt Santamore, Brian Jones, Jake Brown, Liam Naughton, the four freshmen on the Middlebury men's basketball team. It's going to be a very fun year. Yeah, a very fun year. We'll take a short musical break and be back on the other side.